Bayern almost just choked in the Bundesliga to St. Pauli. It looked real dangerous for a minute there, actually more than a minute, for almost 85, maybe 90 full minutes. We thought we were going to finally lose our win streak in the Bundesliga, just like we did in the Champions League against Arsenal. We thought the bad form was going to continue, but thank God we still have Luis Diaz on our team because he absolutely carried and saved us this game. What an absolute banger of a game. Not for the play style reasons, but for entertainment purposes, definitely was a banger to see a 90th minute winner at the Allianz Arena. But it's unfortunate that, we're still playing terribly like this. Let's just get into all the shit, all the stuff that went down this game, all the bad playing, and just, I don't know, why we took 90 minutes to score against a relegation team as in St. Pauli.
Well, to be honest with you, it's time to fact check this merchant over here because we already lost our winning streak. He meant to say unbeaten. I don't know what was that, but it's pretty funny. But other than that, yeah, the game was not great whatsoever. From Bayern Munich standards, obviously we have a higher standards, but at the end of the day, they did travel to London. They had a Champions League game midweek, of course. Obviously, they didn't perform as well, of course, but at least they won. They bounced back, and, they could start that winning streak again for sure. So, yeah, we kind of came out with, a whole different team with Bischoff playing a left back, which he almost scored such a banger, let me tell you. But other than that, Guerrero also came, which scored a nice goal as well. Of course, Kimi Pavlovic, it was pretty standard with that lineup. Olise didn't start, of course. Leonard Carl started. He started to get minutes. Also hit the post as well. So it's definitely a great game for our young players. Well, at least for our second team players for sure, just so they can get some gaming time. Of course, for our squad depth, because squad depth is really going to take a lot into it. And even during the game, whilst they were playing, if I'll be honest with you, I was already thinking hey, we need to sign one or two more players in the January transfer window. I believe that is definitely crucial. We have started amazingly this season for sure. Without a doubt, we still are doing amazingly for sure. But at the end of the day, if we don't have the numbers for the squad, it's going to go down because stamina can only really get you so far. Because we saw Michael Olise against Arsenal. He didn't play good whatsoever. But why did he not play good? Because he was always playing all the time on that right wing position. Barely getting any rest whatsoever. So, yeah, I think that's definitely one of the main points that I'm kind of looking at in terms of, just kind of this game. That we need to sign some players. We need to sign some squad depth. But, yeah, in terms of, the whole play itself, the first goal, I don't know what that was. It was just I think it was a near post finish, if I'm not too mistaken, against Manuel Neuer, which, yeah, I don't think he even had to save this game, which is kind of reminding me about last year. But other than that, then we had Guerrero with a fantastic goal. Luis Diaz kind of cooked as well. But yeah, this game also shows proof that Luis Diaz is probably our best player at Bayern Munich right now. Without a doubt. He's been coming up in clutch and whatnot. If we actually had him against Arsenal, I definitely think we would have won for sure because he would have been tracking back because Gnabry tracking back. It reminded me of Leroy Sané, and I do not want to be reminded of that, let me tell you. But yeah, I kind of yapped a little bit, let Joey yap for a little bit, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, I think just maybe we have to accept a little bit that we were in such a good run of form for so long that, the bad has to come along with it, and maybe we have to accept that we're in a bad run of form right now with the play style coming out of international break. I know we won 6-2 against Freiburg, but we also did go down 2-0 at first, so that wasn't obviously great. And, maybe our defense is a little bit shakier than normal, especially with Upamecano's performance midweek and not even being on the bench today. Just goes to show, maybe our defense needs a little bit of work right now. And the team overall, obviously, just the play style, I don't know, maybe just a dip in form, and it's okay. That happens throughout the season. Of course, we can't just win. But the game today, it was just, they got their early goal, which is what fit right into their play style because they were always going to play low block whether they scored or not. And they were able to play that for a very long time. We weren't too great creatively, I would say, in this game. We eventually got to the end, the 3 goals, but it wasn't nothing cute at all. A very scrappy game, I would say, for sure. The Luis Diaz goal obviously just goes and shows that with how he was fighting. Almost went down for a penalty and then ended up backheeling it. It was a very, very scrappy game, which I guess you could expect against a relegation team, but scoring 2 90th minute goals just is kind of criminal against a relegation team, if we're going to be honest. So that's why I'm saying I think we should kind of accept that, we're in a little bit of a bad run of form. And it took also subbing on all our starters in the second half, basically, to actually win the game. So, I don't know, making that as you will, but I think just maybe we'll be in a little bit bad run of form, and that's a little scary saying that with the Pokal coming up next game in Union Berlin. So see what happens there. But yeah, I mean, just standouts of this game. I mean, I don't really have a crazy standout player. Nicholas Jackson scored. It was a bit of a criminal goal at the end there, with the St. Pauli defender just basically giving him a 3-on-0 fast break on St. Pauli's. So yeah, I don't know. Just very interesting game for sure.
Yeah. So now we move on to Union Berlin. We played them at the DFB Pokal. That's going to be a tough game. It's probably why we kind of toned it down a little bit, of course. And, we obviously have a good enough squad to tone it down a little bit, but, of course, still get the 3 points. And at the end of the day, that is definitely important because I think we're around, 8 points ahead, which is absolutely fantastic. Because, I would rather have those type of games come in now when we are in November than it come in April when it's clutch time, when it's crunch time season. So, yeah, I just do think that the Bayern board should be plans in signing any players. Granted, I know that Ito is out. I know Davies, Musiala are out, of course, but I still do think we need, some depth in our squad for sure. Let us know in the comments down below if you do agree with me and who you would actually bring into Bayern in January transfer window. And please be realistic. Don't say Mbappe. Fuck all that shit. But yeah, 3 points at the end of the day. We cannot complain whatsoever about that. 3 goals. I know Harry Kane has been kind of at a goal I guess 2 games he hasn't scored, but scored against Freiburg. So
ghosted today again, just like he did in the Arsenal game. So it's a little worrying, even without the goals, that he can't really contribute anything on the pitch right now. So it's kind of unfortunate that, I don't know. It's a little worrying that not even with his drop back and his play style that he usually performs, that he can't even get that off. Even without the goals, he usually contributes a lot, and he's been kind of, shut down the last 2 games for sure. So it's a little bit worrying. But on the other side of that, we have to have a separate section, I think, for sure, for Luis Diaz after the goal and assist and after how much we talked down on his transfer and whatnot. Definitely adds another goal and assist to his tally, which probably brings him to more goals and assists per game.
Than Leroy Sané has ever done for Bayern Munich. He probably has a better ratio than Leroy Sané. So, and he tracks back too. So yeah, Luis Diaz, like I said, he's definitely. I'm a type of person to say that I'm wrong. And I was wrong about it. I never agreed with the transfer fee for sure, and I know a lot of people also agree with it. But, he's been cooking for us, so I cannot be complaining about that. Like I said, if he played against Arsenal, I think we would have won for sure. They wouldn't have been exploiting our right side. They weren't exploiting our fullbacks for sure with Luis Diaz being there. But, yeah, just to kind of go to the St. Paul game, like I said, 3 points is 3 points. At the end of the day, we get the win, and we keep moving forward. If we're going to have a shite game, let's be honest, at least have the shite games around this time. Against teams like St. Pauli for sure. So we basically kind of almost guarantee, with no disrespect to St. Pauli, guarantee kind of 3 points from there. That's my humble opinion. Hey, you win some, you lose some, and you win some barely. And today it was barely for sure.
Yeah.
Football.
Another player I wanted to highlight also was Kim Min-jae. I think obviously even though he kind of didn't get cooked, but he was obviously the one-on-one for the goal, the only goal we conceded. I think it was nice to see him start and actually play comfortably. I know it's a relegation team, but just, he hasn't had a lot of game time with Upamecano. I feel like stepping up and him and Toss solidifying themselves in that 2 position. It was nice to see Kim Min-jae get a start and, actually keep, not a clean sheet, but keep it relatively calm in the back other than that 1 goal, I would say. They didn't really have a crazy chances. If anything, yeah, I think he did pretty well today, honestly. Maybe better than Ta. I don't know. That's what I think.
Yeah, Kim come back of the season for sure. We'll see what happens with that. But yeah, let us know what you guys think in the comments down below about this game. It's really this is one of those games that just happened at the end of the day. As long as there's 3 points, I'm not too mistaken, because I know this game could have definitely been a draw for sure. And luckily, Luis Diaz came in clutch for us for sure. Can you carry anything to that, Joey?
No, that's it.
Perfect. Sounds good. Well, let us know in the comments down below about this game. Thank you guys so much for the love and the support. More shorts are coming out after our Munich trip. It's been really hectic. So yeah, more shorts are coming out with that, so stay tuned. Just trying to get some kind of content and some long forms. Check out our Instagram for sure for at least long form posts and with that as well. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Peace.
Bye.